Yeah. First of all, where did the name come from? 100,000 Arts.
The name 100,000 Arts came from back in the day a little bit when people first start saying like, oh, 100, like that's 100, you know,
Okay.
like something's real or that's a symbol, you know, something elite. I used to kind of see things like post on Facebook that I resonated with, and if it was something like I thought was really true and I liked it and inspired by it, I would comment like the 100 emoji, but put like comma 000 100,000.
That's crazy.
Like it's
More.
way more. Like
Yeah.
that's they need to pay attention to this. And somewhere along the line, when it was time to create the name for the brand, former partner of mine, Cody Berry, and we over the phone with each other. I was in Texas at the time. He was in Daytona, and we were thinking of names, and I knew 100,000, but I didn't know if to call it films or video or. And I just thought to take it a step further in case we didn't want to just stay in that lane. So we came up with arts, and that just made more sense because, you know, there's many different art forms. And I think that's more relatively what I do is more of art than just video or videography, if you will.
That is a really cool concept. I remember really cool story first of all, because I remember like looking at your website and then it said a story of how not everything started, but how like the idea 100,000 Arts started.
Yeah.
Really cool. But whenever you say art, I remember someone told me one day that do you see sports as an art? And if you do, why? Like what separates, I guess, something that's like made and then something that's made, you know?
Right.
Like what is separate art and then not art?
I got you. So someone like me, that's like saying, do you see beauty in this? Do you see beauty in that? Like I see beauty in almost anything, you know? Like even when it comes down to women, like there might be a girl that you might look at her and say she's not attractive, but I'll find something that is beautiful about her. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to art, it's the same thing for me. Like if we're saying, oh, you painted this picture, that's some great art. But this basketball player, you look at how he moves, you look at his bag, his dribbles, you don't think that's art. I see art in that. There's an art to it. His shot, there's an art to it. So there ain't no difference. It's just one has been labeled, I would say, traditionally as art because we think of an artist. But there's an artist on that field. There's an artist on the court. There's an artist. Yeah. There's a model she got an art to her walk. Like it's an art to everything, man.
That is a very good point. Like someone put a label like soccer or boxing or whatever, and then that's what it made it into a sport before it was an art.
It's an art. Like
basically,
Kung Fu, for example.
Yeah, it's
like,
a mixed martial arts.
See, I wasn't even going that far, but exactly. So yeah.
Pretty cool. So where are you from? You say you everything started when you were in Texas.
Right. No, not necessarily. Born? So I was born in Frankfurt, Germany on a military base. Actually, I only stayed there for like 1 year. My mom moved around a lot.
Cool.
Yep. And so we ended up back in the States, moved around a bit, South Carolina, Georgia, I think I was a kid. And then Deltona and then Daytona. When I landed in Daytona, we stayed. I was about 8, 9 years old, and I came to Daytona. Stayed until I graduated from high school, and Daytona raised me. So at the end of the day, I'm from here. You know,
that's crazy. Yeah. My barber Kyle, he works in Daddy-O's. He's like one of the barbers.
Okay.
I was telling him that I do the podcast and whatever, and I've been telling him like a lot because he's my barber. I was just chopping it up with him, and then I told him that I wanted to do an interview with you, and then he was like, Jared? And I was like, what? You know him? Yeah. And he was like, yeah, bro, I know a lot of people around here. And I was like, dang, that's crazy that you know a lot of people from here too. That just like you just grew up around here and you just know people.
Kyle
Styles.
Okay.
Shout out Kyle.
Right. Yeah,
but no, sure. But yeah. It's just cool to see that, you know, you made your home place your like your money making place. You didn't have to leave to make money.
Well, actually I did have to leave at one point in time. So I left to Texas for the oil field. I went and worked in the oil field, and my first check was more money than I ever saved in my life. My first check was $800. This is in 2013, and I was working at like like some low level ranking oil field place. This is for like 1 week. It was $800. I only saved $800 in my whole life, you know, at that point in high school, just graduating or whatever. So when I went there, I started making more money, getting paid more, because the oil field, they kind of have plenty of money for you to go, you know, sacrifice your comfortability at home and move out there and work on their rigs. And man, I was making, you know, we talking in 2013, 2012, like 2013, 2014, making like 2,500, $3,000 every 2 weeks, and I'm just like 19 or 20. You know what I'm saying?
At that age back then,
right? That's what
10 years
people's
ago,
dads
crazy.
are making. That's what your dad's making.
Yeah.
That's what, you know what I mean?
That's how much a family's bringing in.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm a kid out there basically still, and so yeah, I had to leave to make money. I made sacrifice. I went to I worked in the oil field for 4 years in total. I did 3 years straight, and then came back for like another year. All labor, yeah. No computer, no none of that.
What were you like doing? Like, what was the
So
day-to-day?
the main thing that I was doing was safety. So I wasn't actually on the rigs. I would come out as a third party and like rig it up with safety systems. Okay. You know, if the alarms went off from a deadly gas called H2S, hydrogen sulfide, then we would go out there and respond to the calls, put on our SCBAs, you know, our mask and all of that, monitor the place for the gas, like put guys under air, all of that type. It's pretty cool.
Did you have to study for that?
You'd have to take some tests and get some some training, of course, but nothing too crazy. The oil field, they certify you in whatever you want to do. Wow. You ain't got to go to 4-year college. Like, they will certify you there, and you'll make some good money. So I had to go off to make that money. I saved up a nice amount of money. It was $32,000. I was like 19 or 20, and once I saved that up, the oil field started to crash, which it does periodically. Mm-hmm. It booms, then it crashes. It's just the way of it. When it crashed, I said, man, I don't want to work for no one again. Like, it's been 3 or 4 years. I got money saved up. I need to find some kind of business. Mm-hmm. I was rapping at the time, making music, you know, as a hobby. My uncle in New York, who I never met, he shoots music videos. His name's Alex, with Black Wolf Imaging. I go over there. He's like, I'll shoot you a video. Just buy me a slice of pizza. I'm like, what? What? He shoots good videos. And I never met him before. It's my first time meeting him.
Okay.
We shoot the video. I posted on Facebook. The reaction I got was great because of the quality. The people in Daytona have never seen that type of quality. And I'm in New York. So when I went back to Texas after my trip to New York, I'm sitting in a man camp. That's a place where they put the workers in the oil field to do extensive work. And how's it feel being on that end, just listening and stuff?
Bro,
and
I'm picturing this movie,
really?
Basically, yeah.
Oh wow, okay. So it's like, boom. So
question is this because I saw that you made so Salt Life, that was a different whole thing, right?
Right. That's
different.
That's like my first movie, if you will.
No, yeah, that was different from that music video.
Yeah. I got a music video done of me, rapping. And I posted it, and the reaction that I got from the quality and everything from the people back home made a light bulb go off. And I said, oh, shit, I got the money.
Here,
I want to find a business to start. We don't have that back home yet, at least not tangible in my community, right? So I called my uncle. I said, look, I need a list of everything you use to make that video, edits, computer, cameras, whatever you use, give me a list of it. He blessed me with it. And I spent the money. I got with my partner back in Daytona. I said, look, we about to do this. I want you to be the cameraman. Things didn't work out as planned. I bought all of the stuff. And from then on out, bro, this has just been my life. Mm-hmm. You know, it's been my life. And it's been hard. It's been good. Mm-hmm. It's been great. Mm-hmm. I've had to go back to work other jobs to make money to support my passion and my business. I had to keep, you know, still, you know, it doesn't stop.
No, there's ups and downs. It's like the Titanic effect. Like the little iceberg, but there's a ginormous piece of ice underneath. Yeah.
Fact. I like that.
And it's like you think you can take over something that small, but there's a whole story behind it.
Underneath, yeah. I like that. I never heard that before.
No, yeah.